I did my book report on a book called Unglued by Lisa Turkhurst. And I knew when we started the class that we had to do a book report on self-help book. And I wanted it to be Christian based because, it's just the journey that I'm on right now, and I really would like to have some help with anything that I might have troubles with. That would actually lead me in a more positive way towards God. So my mother-in-law had this book in her bookcase, and I read the back of it, and it was a perfect choice for me because at the time I was dealing with some raw emotions and everything. So that's the reason I chose the book. I opened the book and, surprisingly enough, started reading and couldn't put it down. And the book really explains how to make choices in the midst of raw emotions, according to the author. And there are four different unglued reactions. There's two different styles. One is a exploder and the other is a stuffer. If you're an exploder, then you're either going to shame others or you're going to blame yourself. But if you're a stuffer, you're either going to build barriers or you're going to collect retaliation rocks. And the way to find out what style you are is there's a website called www.ungluedbook.com that you can go to and take a really quick assessment test. And what the author suggests with that test is you pick a person like your spouse, your mother, father, brother, sister, whoever you deal with, coworkers, best friends, anybody. And you answer 7 questions. And at the end of that assessment, then you know exactly what type of if you're an exploder or stuffer, and what type of style you have, reactor you are. I took that test, and I put my mother in the slot because I deal with her a lot on different reasons all my life, and I'm considered a stuffer that collects retaliation rocks. And then I started reading up on that, and there's a chapter based on that. And I said, that's really, really me. And she's like honed in on me. It's like almost like she knew it was me. So I basically, know exactly how I am towards my mom, and that's a good thing because then I can take something from that chapter and learn a little bit. Chapter 10 in the book is called Negative Inside Chatter. When I started reading that chapter, a song came to my mind that I listen to quite often by Matthew West. It's called Hello, My Name Is. And there's a quote from that song that I really, really, really applies to that. And it's basically, these are the voices, these are the lies that I have believed in for the very last time, because she mentions a lot about believing these inside voices in your head, negative things in your head that you've put there. And basically the song is kind of coincides with that. And I thought, wow, I didn't realize it at the time, but that's exactly, she should have had the lyrics to that song in this book, but I don't think the song came out back then. And also there's a Bible verse that she has in her book. It's called Matthew 5:44. And it's very good one to remember if you ever think about even with the times we're having now. But Jesus basically commands you to love your enemies and to pray for those who persecute you. Well, the reason I bring that up is because at the time I was reading this book, my mother had written me a letter. And it was accusatory, and she falsely accused me of stealing something that I did not steal. And in the past, I used to lash out at her. I would yell and scream and cuss her out, or whatever mode of negativity I could spew out at her. It was a big battle between us. We would back and forth, and it just never solved anything. This time around, I decided I'm going to pray about it. And then I spoke to my pastor, and he suggested that I respond by sending her a very positive letter. Kind of defending myself because she pretty much told me I couldn't. But, I had to explain to her that I did not steal it. I had stuck that Bible verse in the middle of that letter, And when my pastor read it before I sent it to her, all he suggested is I took the Bible verse out because it just didn't flow with the letter. So I did, and then the letter actually made more sense. But I just really, that Bible verse sticks with me no matter what I'm dealing with in my life. So I've mailed the letter to my mom. I have no idea if she's read it, but that's okay, as I know God has helped me improve my way of dealing with her. And hopefully, when I have other dealings with anyone else, that I can refer back to this book and give them all I can, the best way I can. I recommend this book to anyone that's having issues that I explained in this presentation. And the best thing is to read it and to get to know yourself a little more. Use God as your guide to help you better become a better person and how to handle negativity in your life.